Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. Today we're going to talk about quelqu'un, quelque chose, ne personne, ne rien, and ne que. So you can see I've written everything out here so far and I've got more on my paper below, but let's just dive right in and let's start discussing them. So first off, I want to talk about quelqu'un and quelque chose. Quelqu'un just means someone if you were talking about a person. So this means someone, as in people. Then we have quelque chose, and quelque chose just means something. And we're obviously talking about things here, as in I have something. Up next, we have ne personne. Ne personne means no one or nobody. And next is ne rien. So I'm going to scoop my paper up a little bit so you can see. We have ne rien, which means nothing. And then the last one is ne que, which means only. Like I only had this. So a couple things I want to talk about on here. We have quelqu'un and ne personne, which are the exact opposite of one another. Then we have quelque chose and ne rien, which are the exact opposite of each other. So someone and no one are opposites, and something and nothing are opposites. So helpful to know that. So let's start talking about ne personne, ne rien, and ne que. I want to talk about ne personne and ne rien first. So ne personne and ne rien can be used as subjects. So I'm going to draw a little line. So we have ne personne and ne rien, which can be used as subjects. So when they're used as subjects, the personne and rien are going to go before our sentence. They're going to be the first thing that we see in our sentence. So they can be used as subjects, like a subject pronoun. So when you see them as a subject, that's still going to start our sentence. So it starts our sentence. And it's going to go before the verb. The ne is going to go before the verb. So your ne goes before the verb. And we'll do some examples of that. In the passé composé, so that's our first one. In the passé composé, I'm going to abbreviate passé composé to PC. In the passé composé, rien goes before or after your helping verb. It goes before your past participle. So rien goes after your helping verb. But personne goes after your past participle. And I'm going to abbreviate past participle to PP. So quick recap, ne personne and ne rien can be used as subjects. They start our sentence, so it would be personne and then the rest of your sentence, or rien and then the rest of your sentence. In the passé composé, rien is going to go after your helping verb, and personne is going to go after your past participle. So let's do a little example of those just real quick. I'm going to take away my paper and show a new one. So real quick, when we are using these in the passé composé, let's do an example with rien and personne. So up at the top here, I'm going to write out I did not see anything. So je n'ai. Now we're going to put our rien, because remember, rien goes after that helping verb. So je n'ai rien. And then your past participle, vu. Je n'ai rien vu. I could also say rien n'est arrivé. Nothing happened. Rien. So rien is going to go first as our subject. And now we're going to write that ne and the rest of our sentence. N'est arrivé. So nothing happened. So you have an example of seeing ne rien, and which is regular past participle with your passé composé, how it goes after that helping verb. And now you have it when it's a subject in the passé composé, rien n'est arrivé. So it still goes first, and then your ne goes before that helping verb, just like it would normally. Let's talk about with personne. So with personne, I could say I didn't see anybody. So je n'ai vu. And remember, personne goes after our past participle. So personne. Je n'ai vu personne. If I'm wanting to use personne as my subject, I could say that nobody had came. Like nobody had came to the show. So personne, it's going to start off our sentence. So personne n'est venu. Nobody had come. All right, so there's a couple examples of seeing rien, ne rien, and ne personne as subjects and in the passé composé. And then the last thing that I want to talk about before we do some examples is ne que. So we had already talked about how ne que means only, but let's talk about where it goes and what examples it looks like. So the ne is going to go before our verb. So it goes before the verb like it would normally. And our que is going to go after what you're going to go before what you're limiting. So if I wanted to say I only ate a sandwich, then you'd put the que before sandwich. So this is going to go before what we limit. All right, and we'll do some examples of that too. So exemple. So exemple. We have, I had eaten only 2 sandwiches. So let's do it in the passé composé so you can kind of see where it goes to. So let's say I had only eaten 2 sandwiches. We're going to start off with our subject like we would normally. So je. Now we're going to put our ne before our helping verb. So je n'ai mangé, our past participle. Now we're saying that we had only eaten 2 sandwiches. So we're trying to limit that we've only eaten 2 sandwiches. So we're going to put que and then de sandwich. So I had eaten only 2 sandwiches. So that que goes before what we're limiting, and that ne is going to go before the verb. All right, so hopefully that's a little bit easy to understand. Let's do a couple more examples. So let's do with the example with a pronoun, with an object pronoun. So if we wanted to say nothing happened to him, we would use lui and rien for nothing and lui for him. So our rien is still going to go at the beginning of our sentence. So rien still goes first. Then we have our ne. Then your pronoun lui. Your helping verb for the past participle for the passé composé, et, and then past participle arrivé. So let's talk about that. Your rien is still going to go first because remember when it's used as a subject, it goes at the beginning of our sentence. And then your pronoun placement still goes before the passé composé. So that doesn't change. And your ne is still going to go before all of that. So the only thing that really changed in our sentence is putting rien at the beginning. Now let's do another example. If we wanted to say that Hélène did not find anyone, we would start off with Hélène, and then we would put our ne and our past participle, our passé composé phrase. So Hélène n'a, our past participle, trouvé. Ooh, madame should write that in the passé composé and not the infinitive. So Hélène n'a trouvé, and now we need our personne. Hélène n'a trouvé personne. So we're going to say that Hélène did not find anyone. Remember that rien goes before the helping verb or after the helping verb. And personne goes after your past participle. So rien goes after your helping verb and personne goes after your past participle. All right, so hopefully that quelqu'un, quelque chose, ne personne, ne rien, and ne que are not super confusing. I will post these notes, so if you have any questions, you can reach out, but hopefully it's not super confusing and you're able to pick up on it. C'est tout et à plus.